guys, we are the Odd Set. I'm Haikal.
Wagwan, Eddie.
Hafiz.
Yo. So I'm here.
Welcome to the Singapore episode.
Welcome to the session where all three of us are in the same place.
Yeah, man. Finally.
Seluar bunga-bunga up in the house because it's in my house.
Okay, but we'd like to thank everyone again for the support and listening in, watching us on YouTube from episode 1 to 3. This is our special episode 4, because I'm here now in Singapore, so we thought this would be a good idea for us to have an episode where we are all three together.
Have you moved back permanently or what?
Oh man, not really, but we
So-
don't know, the future might be
So
different.
how long?
Boy is back for friend's wedding. He's our good friend.
Yeah, man.
The Bond man is getting married in a couple of days.
How Singapore been, man, so far?
Humid, bro. Tak boleh tahan. Aku tak boleh tahan.
Perangai siya.
Macam bagus.
I cannot tahan, I swear.
I think you are here at the wrong time. I think it's quite humid.
Yeah, man.
Usually at the end of the year it's about winter, so if you
I came on. I arrived on Monday. The next day I went out to meet my family in town, right? So kita jumpa dekat Orchard MRT. Kan? Habis aku diri dekat, like after you alight, then you go out from the ticketing station, and I was just standing there at Ion, and aku berpeluh.
tengah panas lah.
Yeah, but I'm in an air conditioned place, bro. How you gonna how to justify it?
The Australian air spot you.
I'm sorry. Okay, maybe yeah,
The
but
kangaroos lah. The kangaroos.
probably. But yeah, man. It's been fun catching up with my family, catching up with friends. We just had dinner today, or before we did the recording. That was good. But yeah, man. I think it's been nice. Just the weather, I guess. Tak boleh tahan.
Good to have you back
Yeah, man.
for a week or so. He's going to Bali anyway next week.
Kenapa apa? Tak ajak kita.
Dah ajak pun sebenarnya. But like first thing first, I want to get off my chest. ETH out, guys.
Yeah. So the previous episode we were all talking about it. So it came through actually within the next week.
Can we dissect this a bit?
I think it's something as a Man U fan, it's something inevitable.
Yeah.
Probably I think the job became too big for him. Like we mentioned, you can tell he's a very poor communicator, right? So I think that played a part in everything lah. So the players towards the end, actually, especially this season, you can tell that some of them like almost give up on the idea.
Exactly,
already.
yeah,
You can't
yeah.
see a thing happening.
Yep.
Like
Exactly.
even moments lah, probably some moments, some games, like some half of the half played well.
Yep.
The rest of the game
Gone.
struggled.
Yep.
It just cannot make any sense out of what's happening. So I think it's inevitable that the club choose to part ways with him. So
What about a non-United fan? What do you think?
I've
about
been telling everybody. I've been telling you guys since. But it has to happen. A team like Man United, the stature of the club,
Yep.
being at 14 is just not good enough.
Oh, man, super
it is
bad.
what it is. So
Yep.
what do you guys feel? So as we are recording, Man U has a new manager,
officially
Confirm
tonight.
manager. Yep.
Amorim. So what do you guys feel about this? Ruben Amorim.
I think a few clubs were looking at him.
One of it being
Yeah.
Liverpool.
Yeah, I think City.
One of it being
Of course,
Liverpool.
City is
Of
denying
course.
it now
Of
lah.
course. Yep.
Right, natural step to do. So they were looking at him in the summer. There were some rumors that some clubs were going after him, but nothing materialized.
Yep.
So I must admit, I don't really watch Portuguese league that much. So apart from reading headlines or looking at tables time to time, we don't actively watch Sporting play. But good reviews lah all around. Like
Yep.
Tactician, a very good tactician, very good relationship with the players, right? So I think there are some words coming in from ex-players like Nani and stuff, right? Mentioning that it's a totally different approach compared to what Ten Hag was used to do. So of course, it's hard to say at this moment. I think things will only translate 6 months into the job. Usually it takes half a season, then you can see, okay, pattern of play, whether players buy into the ideas or not. So we just hope for better football lah, right? I'm not looking for instant like getting a title or anything like that. We have to be realistic about it. So we just hope for better football.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I felt with like Ten Hag, you guys gave him too much time. So what is the ideal timeline you guys would give this manager to see if it's working or not?
I think for myself, minimally after or coming towards the end of the season, since this is what, November, right?
November. Mid
So hopefully in a couple of months, or okay, put it 3 or 4 months, you can at least see what he's trying to do, right?
His vision,
Maybe some of the players that he inherit can't apply that on the pitch, but if there are ideas or patterns of play, you can see what he's trying to do. Hopefully at least that lah. At least that. Other than Ten Hag, I think like you mentioned, we gave him time because I think there was some hope that he can emulate what he did at Ajax, right?
Definitely, for sure.
Yes, but
he did super well
even
at Ajax,
in the third season, we're not seeing anything.
Yep.
So yeah, what do you think?
I'm hoping. I mean, definitely again, not instant success. But I think with him, with everything surrounding him, like the things that we are hearing people talk about him and saying about him, being that how he handled the press, how he handled the players, his tactics. I would say give him 2 years, right? But this immediate transition, I just want to see us playing differently.
Yeah,
right?
Better football lah.
Yeah,
right?
better football, right? Like I think that's what we're missing right now. In the time when Ole left the job, and then Ten Hag came in, or it was Ragnick and then Ten Hag, right? United was playing the same, right?
Yeah.
And I just want to see something different, and it's being shown that it can happen because Ruud Van Nistelrooy, now our interim, has not done it, but he's shown it in one game.
But
right?
it's hard to judge after
Exactly.
a game lah. There's always the bounce is always going to happen.
Exactly.
Right, with the players.
So I hope this Sunday, the test for United against Chelsea, we can see the players showing more passion. Even though maybe Amorim is not in, but he's definitely watching our players, right?
Yeah, so the players in
So
turn, they want to show.
Yes, exactly.
Right, they want to show the new manager what they can do.
Yeah, so I think I would give him at least 2 years, or at least about the same time as the amount of time you've given Ten Hag. But also, I just want to see us playing different, man.
Yeah.
Like, enough is enough. Like, we have to move forward, not move backwards. Last week I said, or the last episode I said we were 14, right? We were actually 13, but now we're actually 14. Right? That's moving backwards.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's a pain, but
You manifested it, bro.
yeah, man. I think it should be.
So what's your quick prediction? Chelsea, Man U, or should I say Man U, Chelsea? Because it's at Old Trafford, right?
Old Trafford. Yeah,
so
Man
that's
U.
Root's last game apparently.
I think that's sad, bro. Like, I wanted to say a bit more about for Root, but I think with the way they played against Leicester, even though a lot of people are saying like, Leicester only, bro. Like, but I think we're gonna beat them 3-1.
3-1.
Yeah, that's what I would say. 3-1. Maybe Jackson might score. Cole Palmer might score. Cole Palmer might score. But I think if United play how they played against Leicester,
There's a chance.
the way they dominated the game, it was a totally different gameplay. There's a chance. There's a big chance. I mean, worst come to worst, maybe we draw 2-2, 3-3. But I want to see a goal scoring again.
Play better.
Yeah, which we are missing and play better.
Yeah. If it was true that the previous managers' tactics were the one that was holding everybody back because of instructions, right? I think at that tier of football, you have to listen to the coach instructions, right? So if that is true, I mean, that was what was happening. So we hope to see that, okay, now without him, show what can be done.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we see Sunday. Hoping for a win, but a high scoring draw with
Would be nice.
better football.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I'll take that as well. So,
you watch the game, right?
Yeah.
What do you think, being not a United fan, what do you think of how United was playing the game?
Definitely better than when Ten Hag was around. But I think I also shared with you guys, I think I shared with another friend of mine, that the bigger test will come. Like you look, if you watch that game, Casemiro was like the Real Madrid Casemiro, which he hasn't been able to show. So,
but Leicester was also
subpar.
it wasn't their first thing, right?
Yeah.
I think half of them.
I mean, they had some good players on the field. They had the Cordoba. They had like Vardy wasn't playing.
Ivan Cordoba.
No, I don't know. They are right wing. They Cordoba lead, right?
Yeah.
And they had some. Who was that midfielder that was there? I forgot the name, but they had some good players on the field. But yes, they didn't have their full team lah.
Yeah.
So
Because it's a cup game lah.
Sunday will show.
We are gonna meet Leicester again actually.
Yeah.
For Roots last game.
Before Amorim.
Yes.
Also, yes, 2 more games, not one last.
Total 3 games lah. There's one in between Chelsea. I think in between Chelsea and Leicester there's another game. I don't know if it's a Europa game.
Okay,
if I'm not wrong.
I saw this clip the other day, right?
Right? Yeah. There's another game.
Another game.
Yeah.
I saw this clip the other day. So now the question is this, right? Now if let's say Amorim takes over and the players of United still don't perform, right? And in this clip, this guy was saying, who else are we gonna blame but the players, right? Do you guys think that like the players are
responsible
mostly responsible for the failure of our previous past few managers? Because to be honest, when you dissect it and when you look at it closely, the players have to take responsibility.
Yeah.
Right? Like for example,
it's true.
as you all know how much I hate Dalo, he missed an open goal last game.
Yeah. Dalo has been struggling the past couple of weeks, especially,
right?
Yeah.
And who can he blame? That ball was perfect.
Yeah.
He beat the keeper perfectly.
So it's a very, I think it's a very thin line. I mean, of course, you don't see much tactics happening anyway with Ten Hag.
Yeah.
Some of the decision making on the pitch is not helping as well.
Yeah.
Right? Things like Bruno does sometimes. Like we know he's highly rated as a creative midfielder, but some of the things that the decision he makes at a certain time, like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Right.
His famous outer foot every time on top.
But I think with the new manager, he will be key lah, right? The
Portuguese
links and stuff. So
he has to be key, right? Like,
so I think earlier I did mention about, I think Dalo can be a good player under a good manager. So let's hope that happens. I mean, if it doesn't, I think the new manager needs solid wing backs. From what I read, or
that's his style, right?
Yeah, that is his style. He needs solid wing backs.
Yeah.
So I think we have problematic backs at the moment. Shaw is never around. Malaysia, I think Malaysia died 2 years ago.
Shaw he's back in training. He's back in training right now. He came back from injury. He's back in training.
In the afterlife?
But what about Shaw, bro? Part-time game. He's a part-time
How can
Manchester
you be
United.
injured for 12 months out of 14? My word, like I think
That's 1 year.
after the injury, the broken leg episode
Yeah.
years ago, I think it was never the same.
Yeah.
But some of the players need to move on lah. I still feel that way, but I might be wrong. Right? So we see what the new manager can do lah.
Yeah. Could we see a resurgence of Rashford?
Hopefully for someone who earns that kind of salary, right? But when you talk about the salary, so he's like the one of the top tier players in EPL, right? Not only the club. Is he a game changer? As someone who watch football, is he a game changer? Does he do that? He doesn't do that. He might have like a good run
or a moment,
form, like a moment. But does he change games?
Yeah.
Like what Salah does for Liverpool, right? He can suck the entire game.
Yep.
But he can change the game
with a goal
in
assist.
like over 10 minutes. Right? So Rashford doesn't do that. If he's an off day, he's an off day.
Yeah.
And these off days are like
frequent
for the past like
skiving from work.
More than half a year.
Yeah.
Right? It's sad to see.
Game after game.
Because at one point he was really like sought after, right? At one point, like there was talk about PSG and stuff. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know whether the manager had a role to play in that, but hopefully a resurgence.
Yeah.
If not, then if you think that as a player that you want to move on, you should just say it.
I think it should just be a move on from Rashford.
Yeah,
I
to
think
me as well.
Too long.
Because I think he has accomplished what he could have lah.
Yeah.
27. I think how old is he? 27?
27, 28.
Right?
I think going.
So I'm not surprised if he moves on. Not surprised if he stays as well if it works lah.
Yeah.
If it's the current form, then what's the point?
Bro, want to swap?
Diaz
or what?
No. But I think what United need is a man manager. I believe like none of the manager after Sir Alex is a man manager. Because if to get the you can look at, like, for example, Klopp, right? He was a man manager. So there were players who were poor but could turn up because they just wanted to work on.
Yeah,
if you look at United's history after Sir Alex, I don't believe there was one man manager, because even like in the past for players like Pogba or maybe like weak Lingard, they all needed man managers. But United,
actually, come to think of it, a whole generation of them now.
Yeah.
Right? They cannot be criticized openly.
Yeah, that's true. But I feel, on your point, man, I feel Mourinho was a man manager. Like, I think
But-
to a certain point he was.
Mourinho was still the kind. I think Mourinho is old school. The Mourinho you
Yeah.
guys had was not the Mourinho Chelsea had at one point of time, where he was more ruthless. And then when he was in Man U, a lot of things were played out in public with Pogba.
Because by the time he reached Man U, the generation of footballers is different, right?
Yeah.
It's the next generation coming up.
Yeah.
That can't be openly criticized.
Yeah.
Right? Because at Chelsea there was a good 10 years before,
Yeah, about 10 years before.
right? So it's a whole generation, right?
Yeah.
Technically. So I mean, Mourinho at Chelsea was a siege mentality kind of thing lah. Like, you are all with me, and we are all gonna do this together, and everybody bought into that. So he to try to do that at Man U with a younger generation, I think that was
Hard lah.
That was always gonna fail lah. Right?
Yeah. I mean, he had to rely on some of like his players like Feliani and and Ibra and stuff.
I mean,
like that.
Pogba is a sad thing lah. I feel, right? I think just a good player who could have been so much more, but hired the wrong agent.
What a wasted talent, man.
But here's my hot take. Like, I think that not many people might agree. I think the problem, of course, it's been down the years. United has had a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Right? I believe the problem stemmed from Sir Alex Ferguson. As much
agree.
as I have respect for Sir Alex Ferguson, he didn't build the next squad to hand over. He left, and then he picked the wrong manager. Maybe
Yeah.
as he could have talked to a few that didn't come. At the point, I think he spoke to Mourinho maybe. But at the end of the day, it was Moyes, right?
He spoke. Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
At the end of the day, it was Moyes.
I believe that if Sir Alex had rebuilt that squad, I think his last season he won the league, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
2013 lah.
before he left.
So, and I think only he was capable
Of managing that
that squad
team. Yeah.
to win the league.
Definitely.
Right.
Yeah.
You see, so thereafter every manager's job is harder and harder because they have been carrying all the
Yeah.
dead weight from that
The
time.
squad was aging also.
So even when we go back to like when Slot is doing well, people always say Klopp left him a good side. So he inherited what was already a working side.
Yeah.
Which is what I feel like Ferguson didn't leave. And then thereafter the managers have been poor. And then it has led up to this point.
Yeah.
I believe because when he won the league, if he had already rebuilt the next squad and left, it would have made even Moyes' job easier.
Yeah.
That squad was, if just say one season backwards, and Moyes already took from Ferguson, right? The last title at that point, you guys would not have won it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
Because
have happened.
it was only with Ferguson. So I respect him. I believe he's the best, if not one of the best ever to do it. But he didn't leave the succession plan behind.
Also touching on Sir Alex, there is a group or a huge United fan base that actually blame Alex Ferguson because Ferguson was the reason why the Glazers bought into the club. So this could
I think
this
this will go on.
It's a you cannot satisfy people kind of thing lah.
So like I think no doubt he's definitely one of, or like what you said, the best manager in the world. And it's true lah. I think I agree. If he actually had an actual proper plan, like leaving behind his legacy and passing it on properly,
The next one.
I think we wouldn't have this much problem.
It wouldn't.
But
It would have been better, right?
Yeah, that's right. I think that's the issue that we're facing.
Last question about football. No need for explanation. Balon D'Or. So who should have won?
Damn.
To me, Vini lah.
Okay, boy, you.
Vini, I'm sorry. He deserved it.
Sorry for what?
Sorry for what? Not like he won. Rodri also not going to
deserved it.
listen to you.
Yeah, man. He deserved it. But
Yeah, to me, no. I chose Rodri all along. But one of the interesting thing that came up was one component of winning the Balon D'Or was fair play. Which let's be honest about it.
Vini doesn't have.
Vini doesn't have.
Yeah.
He sucks. He's a good player, no doubt, but he sucks and he complains when things are going his way. Fair enough.
But then most of the things also don't go his way lah. I mean, like,
yeah, I mean,
to him.
Of course, I'm not going to downplay the racism. The racism is definitely
Yeah.
a big issue, and it should be addressed. Spanish league has this problem, but that aside, so yeah, I think like generally people felt Vini should have won, but Rodri won.
I think it's a wow factor in football lah. Like you believe, like Balon d'Or, like someone should be
Wow
like,
you.
like because he's the best player in the world. So
it's
to
like a
speak.
World Cup lah, right? For the
Right?
best player, right?
And when you have people on the list, then you end up with Rodri. People like, huh? Sorry?
Yeah.
Like,
This
that's
is much-
the reaction.
Much like when it was Messi, Ronaldo, and then
Yeah. So
Modric won, and then it was like Modric.
yeah, that was a weird feeling also lah. But people would have understood because he was the spine of that Madrid team.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
But I think in comparison, that can be said about Rodri because
Yeah,
Man
but-
City have not been the same since. I think they have some stat like 74 games with Rodri and they never lost. So
Yeah.
that itself is a crazy.
I mean,
fact.
Rodri is a rock, lah. We gotta give
Yeah,
it to
we don't
him.
deny that he's a good
He is a
player.
very good player.
Yeah.
He's very solid. He's actually also considered the backbone of Man City, kan?
Yeah,
Like
correct.
he plays crazy, man. Like he wins balls and then he can shoot and score and create, right? So he definitely is supposed to be in that list or deserves to be in that list. But I mean,
But to win it,
I
a bit,
I would say it's supposed to be someone who excites you when you
Mm.
watch that player, right? Okay, it might not be Vini, or it could have been someone else, but that person must be someone whom you're excited to watch, kan? Like maybe Man City fans are excited to watch Rodri, but not everyone around around the world is excited to watch Rodri, right?
Man City ada fans ke?
Citizens.
Empty heart. They can say what they want lah.
I
But,
believe
they
no
can say what they
no
want.
one
I mean,
is
Manchester is great, but anyway,
Who's a Man City fan in Singapore? I think I only know one guy,
Dylan.
and that's because he's a young chap.
I guess, yeah.
Grow up watching
I
the
think
Reyes Vassell, right? The spectacular striker of England, right? Please lah.
But yeah, man, that person has to be someone who excites you, lah. I guess, you know. I mean, if you talk about world recognition, Vini is much more recognized as a more exciting player.
But as you guys got older, I saw this one tweet that this guy mentioned exactly what you guys said. He said kids should be excited to watch the player, like the Balon D'Or winner should excite kids and all that, right? I'm at this age where I prefer a
Reliable.
defensive mid. I don't like the fancy wingers. Yes, it does excite. I like someone who can pick a pass, someone who can control the game. So like it's always going to be subjective on what excites you. Of course, I'm not saying that every game I'm looking at Rodri and go like wow. But then you appreciate that person because I think that if Klopp had a Rodri, we would have more than one title. If Klopp had a Vini, nothing would have changed. If the same for Man U, if you guys have a solid defensive mid, you guys will be better off. Like you guys, if I put Vini in your squad now, he's going to score, he's going to dribble pass, and then there'll be like highlight reels. But can he change anything?
But I mean, that is true, lah. I guess we will never know, right? Like until it happens. But like, I mean, shoutouts to like that was crazy for all the whole Real Madrid team not showing up. That was crazy, man. The support that they have for each other. That shows.
I mean, because they are Real Madrid, they can afford to do it lah.
Exactly.
Like, imagine like you are a Brighton who have a player in the awards. Like, if you do that, right?
But I mean,
I know disrespect to Brighton. You get what I mean?
Shoutouts to Rodri. I mean, congratulations on winning.
I see the brotherhood of Real Madrid, and at the same time, I see a bunch of sore losers. Like,
I get what you mean.
A lot of people are saying because Carlo Ancelotti still won something. Then it's like imagine Ronaldo doesn't turn up because he won second place. Then Messi was there. Ronaldo was there all the time. No matter some of the years Messi was going to win. But Ronaldo turned up every
Probably
time.
there's something behind the scenes that they found out or they know, but they I'm at the age where I don't believe in these awards anymore lah. Because it can easily be manipulated. I mean, that's what I feel personally.
Next week's American presidential election, Messi is going to win.
No, Rodri is going to win.
Rodri, okay.
So I no longer believe in this. I
20 times
I think it's really just a for show kind of thing lah. Used to believe
it was proper,
that,
right?
I don't believe
it was proper before.
If the World Cup can be rigged, let Messi win.
Exactly. I guess it is
enough about football. So I believe like you are here in Singapore.
Yeah, man.
I think some of the things that people have said is like they want to know us more.
Yeah, so aku got some good feedback. And I think it's worth addressing. One of our listeners actually told me like, oh, they would love to know like more about us.
No.
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 Sorry,
you're not
no.
going to
I'm
know.
sorry. No.
So So thank you for listening
you for
to
so-
episode of the Odds.
So actually, I played this. Although I didn't. It's not actually a game. It's actually a questionnaire by Berkeley institution. Where
Berkeley institution.
Berkeley University in US. They did this
Okay,
study.
aku tahu.
Okay, they did this study. So it's actually it's called 36 questions for increasing closeness. So basically, if you ask this question to a stranger, after going through these questions, you will actually feel closer lah to this stranger. So I actually tried this questionnaire with my wife, with CJ, and surprisingly it worked.
Do you guys like know more information?
Yeah, and remember when I first knew CJ, because she's from America, right?
Yeah.
But she lived in Singapore. I totally don't know
Much.
anything about her, right? And when we did this, we actually got really close, and that actually led us to
Getting married.
getting married. But this question is not romantic, bro. Okay.
So to those that is not married, there's a Berkeley quiz that you can do with some strangers.
Just call this guy.
So there's 3 sets of questions, right? And actually, as the set goes on, or if you go to the second set or the third set, the question gets harder. But for today, I think I'm just gonna choose a few questions from the first set, which is a bit more simpler or a bit more chill, and then we can just answer, and maybe the audience or the listeners can understand us better and know us more.
And get married.
Maybe. I don't know if they if
And get married.
The audience bukan kita.
Okay. Let me choose the first one. Okay. So the first question is: given the choice of anyone in the world,
Okay.
whom would you want as a dinner guest?
Dinner guest.
Dinner guest, sitting at your dinner table, having dinner with you.
Denzel Washington.
Why?
My favorite all-time actor lah. Right? I think he's a very intelligent man lah. Although I mean what we watch are the movies, right? And maybe some stuff on YouTube, but I think you can engage in a very intelligent conversation
With him,
right?
Yeah.
So that's the first name that came to mind.
How about you, Matt?
If I'm throwing off first names, I might probably be like some rapper, like maybe Eminem or something. It's like interesting. I think the conversation will be interesting. I don't even know why I want to go to dinner with Eminem, but I feel there is so much to learn from someone who has practiced his craft for so long, and then is still a massive success at it. Now that he's older, he's got a softer side to him.
That's right.
The song for the daughter was fantastic.
Still a fantastic father. So I think there's a lot to learn from Eminem. But this is, of course, now you throw the question and then we're just giving you like quick fire.
Yeah.
So what's your answer?
So my disclaimer, these are all quick fire that not we do think through first.
Yeah, if you guys want to think about it, because I did not tell them we were gonna do this, but these questions are all just given out to you guys now.
Who's Mike? You just said you wanted. Who the hell is Mike? I'm gonna talk to Mike.
But okay, no. Wait. Before I answer, I actually thought that for you it would be Bob Marley because
you didn't say that.
It doesn't have to
the
be.
guy is
Is he
gay.
alive?
No, it doesn't have to be alive. He can be anyone.
You said.
You say
Go
Given the choice of anyone in the world, whom would you want as a
in
dinner
the
guest?
world,
In
not
the
after
world.
world, bro.
Okay, the question is as such, right? The question is as such. But anyway, for me, it'd be Michael Jackson. That is who I would want to have dinner with.
Go and call him, dah.
In the grave or what?
In the words of a friend of mine, David, go and call him, dah. He probably agree.
Why?
Okay,
Why?
so I think MJ so iconic. One of the definitely one of my favorite artists that I supported since I was young. How he changed the music scene, how he changed the world of music, especially pop. what he did,
icon lah, right?
what he did
icons are different
with his music. Not only being that his music actually sends good messages out, but also the things that he do on stage, the his dance moves, all his music videos, they're just so iconic. So I definitely want to have.
We've all picked like
icons, right?
musicians.
Yeah, man.
Actually, all three of them are icons in their
Icons.
own stuff, right?
Yeah,
Even
that's right.
Eminem is like a rap icon.
Yeah,
like it's
that's
a
true.
different thing to a normal celebrity.
Yeah.
Kan? Icon is different.
True. Question 2.
Okay, so
Berkeley.
I'm not gonna. There's about 12 questions in set 1. Let's do a few more. Okay, question 2. Would you like to be famous? In what way?
If you ask me when I was younger, I mean probably it would have been a yes lah. But I would say famous. No. Appreciated for my arts. Although I don't do much these days, but appreciated for my arts more likely lah. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, famous for, in a way, you can still use the word famous, right? In that sense.
Yeah,
but
that's right.
for the right reason, not like famous to say, because I still want my life to be at the pace that it's at now, right? So I don't want things to change. But if people appreciate the art that I do, then that is good enough for me.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah. That's true, man. What about you, man?
I would like to be famous for sure because there's money, Benjamins. But
yeah.
but realistically speaking, if you are famous, there is so much more you can do.
achieve lah, right?
Like
it's easier to
even if you are
get
going to
stuff
do
done
like
lah.
a good cause, like if you're fighting for some noble cause, it's so much easier to get your message across when you're famous.
Yep.
Like now we do like fight for our own causes, like whatever it is, like whatever you believe is like a good cause to fight for, but the reach is just that much. But if you were to be like proper famous, like even which a lot of people are not doing, a lot of celebrities are not doing, whereby they can fight for a good cause and the message can be spread to so many people.
Reach more.
Like you can look at like whoever, maybe like some celebrity posts something like in a matter of minutes there's like 1 million likes or something like that. So imagine if you are famous, of course, like money aside and all that, there's all that you can do. If you have money, you want to support some charity, you support some noble cause, whatever it is, you can just do it, right?
Yeah.
So I think like the fame, of course I wouldn't want to be famous for the wrong reason.
Of course, definitely, yeah.
Which unfortunately seems to be a very popular thing these days. Being famous for the wrong reasons, and then you continue to write on it, and then that's a whole other conversation for a different day.
Yeah.
Would you want to be famous?
Yes, I would.
Why?
In what way? I would actually want to be famous for being a writer, like write
Novel.
many books. Yeah. I think why that is the reason why that I want to be that way is because I know myself, like I think I would never do it. It's weird for me, but I feel that if I could when I was younger, if I wasn't as lazy and I wasn't I wasn't in my own world or whatever, I definitely would have learn and try to be a good writer and then write books for everyone, be it whether it is for all the the different causes in things that are happening in the world, but also just any kind of deeper novels and also different kinds of genres of books, I guess.
You still can,
Yeah.
right?
It's not too late.
Some
Exactly.
people like later on in life after their career,
What they say, calling, like
right?
calling at
Then
all.
they start writing. I mean, it I think it comes from the heart more when you mature with time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The things.
I mean,
what you
we might
think
never
of.
know. CJ, my wife is she's writing now, So maybe I can learn from her,
Yeah.
And she's pretty
Yeah, why
good.
not?
Like
Yeah,
she's
actually
pretty
do.
good,
You have time on your hands.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, since now I'm a full-time
Podcaster. Full-time podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. What would constitute a perfect day for you?
Oof.
What would constitute a perfect day?
Think about it, guys. It's okay. You don't have to quick fire. Just think about it.
I mean, a day out with the kids, not caring about time or having any stress to think of, right? As long as the kids enjoy. Like maybe an early start to a bright sunny day, out to the beach, spend time with the family, just talking about life, and maybe really sit down with my kids, like ask them what's their take on life at this stage. Right? Sometimes parents forget to ask. It's that's another conversation. So yeah, I think as a parent, just to have a good day, because it's always rushing here in Singapore,
Definitely,
right?
yeah.
Like, you're always rushing for something, like for school, after school and stuff. Then you have to work. So like just a quiet day outdoors with the kids, right? Maybe in nature or by the beach or something. To me, just an ordinary quiet day.
Yep.
I think for myself, I think a perfect day would be just with close friends, like much like earlier, where like we all just hung out
And talk, right?
and just talk.
Yeah, actually,
Like doing like
people don't do that
yeah,
a lot, right?
doing whatever we want to. Okay, the beach is a fantastic place. Imagine we were at the beach and then like there's just no restriction. Just do what you want to
Actually,
do.
maybe all of us,
Yeah.
right, with our spouse and our kids, all at the beach, just talking.
Yeah.
We don't. I think generally people don't really sit down and talk as much as they do.
Maybe they would want to, but time is a factor.
So you're always rushing for
Always
something.
Rushing. Right?
Yeah.
Well, what about
you?
yours? What's your perfect day?
Looking at the mirror.
No. I should do that more often, but I don't. Honestly, I think the perfect day for me, I think this thing I kind of figured out when I actually moved to Australia, right? When I moved to Sydney, because of course, when I first moved, I didn't have much friends, and you guys were probably still the people that I talk to more often than anyone in Australia apart from CJ, right? So the perfect day I feel would be right now for me is maybe me going to the pool and actually just like floating and just chilling in the pool, and just like
Not
going
think of anything.
Yeah, exactly, right? And then just going through and be thankful for everything that's happened in my life, and just slowing it down a little bit.
Slow
And
down.
yeah, I managed
That's the thing.
to feel that way there, to be honest. Like apart from Singapore being a very busy country, and you don't have people might say like, oh, but you can always slow down, but pace of life is totally different,
So
right?
in essence, all of us actually just want to chill.
Yeah,
it's
Like,
just
that's the perfect
things happen at such a fast pace, like your
Yeah.
day to day. Even like, I think for myself, I don't really have like we don't bring work back home lah. For me, right? Even so, it's still weekdays is still it's like very rush and fast paced because of like the kids' school and the kids, right, juggling time with my wife and stuff. So just a quiet 24 hours, like sit down with them.
Just
Maybe we should one episode live
Just karaoke.
singing.
podcast karaoke.
Podcast.
You should trademark that.
Okay.
Podcast
Okay.
karaoke.
So next question. The question is a bit long. So if you need me to repeat, just let me know. If you are able to live to the age of 90 and retain either the mind or body of a 30-year-old for the last 60 years of your life, which would you want? means you are 90 years old. If you live, you are now 90 years old, and you have the choice to retain either the mind and body of a 30-year-old for the remaining 60 years of your life.
I think
Which would you want?
Naturally, people would say the mind, isn't it?
I mean, it's
So you can
up to
still
you.
afford to like.
It's up to you.
Of course. So you give up on the strength portion, alright? That's the question, kan? So, but at least at that point, even if you are frail, I mean, yeah, like if you eat well and stuff, to a certain extent, you still be generally healthy, although frail, like 90. God willing that you reach that age.
Yeah.
But if you have a clear mind, you can still do stuff, right? You can still engage in convos with people. You can still read books. Maybe you can still write or do arts and stuff, right? So for me, it's mine lah. Mine, Itu kan question dia?
Yep.
For me, I think body. Like we do not we do not in general. I mean, you guys are Malays. I'm an Indian. In general, people like our own family members, like when you look at them at their 75 or 70, everything starts to slow down, right? It's a lot of struggles. If I could have like the body of like of a 30-year-old, I believe frankly, the reason why sometimes people's minds slow down at a later age, it's the lack of movement and activity. So imagine if at 90 I'm still like going about hiking or walking
you got the
or
strength.
running, that will automatically run my mind. So I mean, I don't want to be a genius or whatever, but I believe when it keeps the mind running, I think the body keeps the mind running. The minute you slow down, and then the mind stops. Like that's what I believe. So for me, it's like the body.
Weird question though.
It's a weird question.
Berkeley,
bro. But for me, I think this is the answer that I gave to CJ when we were talking about this. Because it's 60 years of your life, right?
So it's either or, right? So in this
either
context,
either mind or body.
Either or.
So what my answer was this: 30 years mind, 30 years body. So I would want to be selfish and get both, right? I split my 30 years, my 60 years, 30 years mind, 30 years body, so that I can still be sane as I grow older. But then when I get
60,
60, and then when I get even older, at least I have the strength. But at least my mind starts to slowly go away, and then as I if I reach to the point where I'm no longer in this world, then
so since you want to game the question, 1 year each, right? Every year,
1 year
my
mind,
body,
1 year
my body, mind, my mind,
up to
body.
me,
Up to you lah. Your question, your Berkeley what? From Berkeley what? You answer lah.
Okay. Okay. I think I'll do 2 more questions.
Do lah, Berkeley what?
Okay. For what in your life
For what?
do you feel most grateful?
Life, bro. I think I'm grateful for life.
Nice.
I'm not going to be like saying something specific.
Nice.
I think it is a privilege to be awake every day, safe, healthy. I mean, I don't know if there's any problems internally, but it's a privilege to be safe, healthy, whereby if you look at current world events, not everybody is like having that in their day. For us to go to bed, just to wake up, I think that is what I'm most thankful for.
I think I have to agree lah. I lost friends who are younger than me. Right, over the years, and it's like the frequency of it happening, it's
feels like
quite often.
And they are like, why was so young, right? It's always a shock. So to be able to live generally healthy, generally with the ability to still do stuff, like strength, I'm thankful for that.
No, you.
Me? I think definitely generally life, but also I'm also thankful for love. Without love, I think I wouldn't have found my wife. honestly. So I'm thankful for that as well. I have a lot of things I'm thankful for. Actually, I'm thankful to be back here. I'm thankful to have you guys as brothers. You
The
know,
Berkeley question.
I
Do you know that when you say you're thankful for love, PDD's name was once called Love.
oh man, are we gonna have an episode about it? Let's do it, man.
Once it's
Okay,
like
once.
sentenced,
Okay.
then it's no longer allegedly. Then,
Anyway, we keep sending gifs of PDD to each other, and it's
oil him
Yeah.
up. Oil
The
him up.
company is going to get rich, man.
J&J, Johnson and Johnson's.
Baby oil, you can call me love. Api's first CD was, you all know,
No way out.
If you don't know, listen to episode
No way out.
2.
to listen to that. Okay, last
Ain't no party
question.
like a Diddy party.
Last question from Berkeley. If you could wake up tomorrow having gained any one quality or ability, what would it be?
Is this like
Any
unattainable thing like superpower?
yeah, superpowers.
all
Let's put it
this?
that way. Yeah, let's put it that way. What would it be? What would you-
Superpower, eh?
Yeah, superpower. Any ability.
It can be any ability.
or
like-
quality. Maybe a quality that you don't have. You feel like you don't have. You know, maybe you have no love because you're not Didi or something. I don't know.
If there is one. It's like a
The problem is I'm full of quality.
Berquality.
Berquality.
Berkeley.
Berkeley.
Berquality. Okay.
I mean, to answer it briefly, not to procrastinate too much. I wish. I mean, that is something that I can undo, right?
Yeah.
Not to I procrastinate a lot, so I don't. So a lot of ideas, but don't get things done,
Yeah.
right? So I think that is poor quality on my part. So
Mm.
of course, again, time is of the issue. So if it's something that can be undone, can I translate the question that way? Yeah. Apart from being bird quality,
Full of quality.
Full of qualities. Okay, that's interesting. Bro.
too much sometimes.
I think like for myself, I think like being
A
calm.
solid,
Calm.
being a solid person.
Sorry. I think being calm. Like I like to be like in a elevated mind space. Like sometimes I think I mentioned before in one of the episodes, like yoga or whatsoever, right, or meditation.
Yep.
It is just totally calm. It's going to tie back to our lives in Singapore. Right? You are always
Yeah.
like in a rush to do this. But I imagine like if I'm calm every morning and then when you wake up, you are just calm about everything. You're not rushing. Even if you are rushing, you're still calm about it. Even if you miss the bus, you're still calm about it. Right? I think it'd be fantastic for blood pressure also.
Yeah.
I think in a
High
way,
blood pressure.
age also helps in that.
For you to calm down, right?
Yeah, so you choose to remain unaffected by stuff
Like
that some people might think is not a good thing, right? You are unaffected, but
people think you might be nonchalant.
be choosy with what you are unaffected by, right? Things you can't control, or maybe don't delve too much on things that you see online, which happens when you are younger, lah, kan? You are affected.
Yeah.
So I think it's something that can be done, but some things when people say you mature with age, it's true lah. In a way, it's true. I'm not 65. Okay, I'm just saying
It seems like in every episode you have to repeat
because
yourself.
sometimes when I'm on my own, like I can see that I react differently to how I would react when maybe like when I was in my 20s. To the same
situation. Yeah.
So the only explanation I can say to that is age or experience in life, lah, right? So you don't really react.
And there are more important things
Yes.
in life than when you look back and then you realize some of these things were unimportant. Right? But I figured out like a fantastic tip to attain a calm mind, or just to relax. It's like if you have a specific song that I'm
Yeah,
always
that-
late.
that would help.
I'm always late for whatever. I'm always late for work. I'm always late to be out, whatever. So I always be like, okay, I'm rushing, right? But every morning before I leave home, I play a song that I know calms me down.
Calms you down.
And then I just
Fair play.
remind myself to calm myself down. And then it's not so important.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yourself?
For me, I think it's gonna be an ability. I think I want the ability to teleport. So the reason
Because
is
you're late.
no, not that. But I feel like because now I'm living so far away from everyone, right? From my family, from you guys.
Fair
If
play.
like if I'm bored, I want to hang out with you guys. Just teleport here. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I don't have to
Then
take
you-
flight 6 hours.
Then
Or
you
no
can
need.
join the 7 of the boys. Should watch the series, man. The boys.
What is that? What show is that?
The boys on Prime.
I think you spoke about it before.
So-
You've not been paying attention because you send
The
down
boys
down
is such a
memes.
good series, though.
Is
The
it?
Boys. Yeah.
Okay,
Prime.
Okay,
You guys too. To watch the boys.
I should watch it. Okay. But yeah, guys, I think the ability to teleport lah, and then if anything happens to my family or I have to see my family,
Yeah, it's fast.
it's fast, right? I think I guess that's from being or from living far.
You might see my cat in about maybe 5 minutes.
It's
or
waving.
It's
So.
waving
He found a
through
way
the door.
He found a way to open up the door,
Somebody
and then now he's like trying to
He's waving.
wiggle his way in. So if the cat comes, then I'm gonna take a 1 minute break to put
It's okay.
him out.
Okay, so I guess there's more questions, but I think we randomly sometimes I just pop this question to you guys, and you guys can answer. And
Okay.
Berkeley
Yeah,
teams.
sejam.
Berkeley teams.
So yeah, man. Hopefully
Maybe after Berkeley, you try Cambridge
we
or
can. hopefully, like
Ngee Poly, Ngee
our-
Poly ke question Ngee Poly.
Singapore Poly maybe
Ah,
have.
Singapore Poly.
Hopefully that helps our listener a bit in knowing us a little bit more.
Yeah.
If you guys do have any questions, just pop them on any of our videos or like on any of our on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube. Just put it in the comments and then we'll try our best to answer it. I think we had a question. Which part of Sydney you live in, bro? Someone asked.
So which part of Sydney do you live in, bro?
So I live in Beaconsfield.
Beaconsfield.
That is the suburb that I live in. Is
Alright.
Beaconsfield. It's just one stop away from the city, central station, and 2 stops away from the airport lah by train. So that's where I'm at. I don't know. I guess we do have. I don't know if we have any more questions. Just ask us any questions and.
What is one attraction in Beaconsfield that people go to?
I would say there's this place. Okay, there's this makan place, or it's like kind of like a cafe style where you can eat, you can have your coffee. It's called The Grounds.
So it's a cafe.
It's not like
More
a cafe.
to the
Okay,
coffee or more
okay.
to the food.
So that's the thing. It's more like when you go there, dia macam kopitiam tu actually.
So there's a lot of
different stores.
Okay.
But it's called The Grounds Alexandria. So okay, so to not confuse anyone, aku punya suburb, my suburb has 2 names. It's Alexandria / Beaconsfield.
Okay.
So in that one whole suburb is split into 2, Alexandria and Beaconsfield. Where I'm at is Beaconsfield, but where this place at, which is like probably like less than 5 minutes walk from my place, is Alexandria. So it's The Grounds Alexandria, but it's situated in Beaconsfield.
Okay.
So like that place macam it's like a bit of like a kopitiam style where there's a few different food options, but of course it's known for coffee lah. So I think that one is quite an attraction for a lot of people. Like
Maybe
people
maybe
really dress up.
someday we'll all be there.
Hey, come on, man. Let's
So
do it.
one last question before we wrap it up. When you mentioned like cafe, if there's one business that you guys can start, can be anything, what would it be?
Oh, for me is straightforward lah. I would love to start up my own cafe. Like
Cafe.
yeah, so it's because I like the coffee culture. I mean, I'm not really like a person who actively goes around cafes and stuff, but you see things on social media. We were in Tokyo, right?
Yep.
We know, so we went to a few cafes. I just love everything around it, lah. Right?
Yep.
The pastries and stuff. There was one that we went to what was the name? There were magazines and stuff, some
Yeah.
pastries. Right? It's such a good
yeah.
space. The double story.
Double story one.
Then they played some music.
Isn't it in
just hang
Osaka?
out.
That was in
I think
Osaka,
it's
right?
Tokyo, right? I think it's Tokyo. Was it Osaka?
Wa-
Oh yeah, I think
Osaka.
Yeah.
Was it the one where
Oh, I love that place,
when
man.
me and Mark were posing?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that
Osaka,
one.
bro.
Yeah. So we were just like chilling, enjoying the music, enjoying the coffee. Even the menu is not like vast, though. Right?
Yeah, yeah. It
Remember?
wasn't.
There was only like a few items on the menu, and some pastries
Yeah.
that you can get. So they just share with them the magazines and stuff. They play music. They sell some clothes. Like I love the place. It's like
That was
to
pretty
hang
chill.
out.
Yeah, that was very
Kan,
good.
aku
Yeah.
suka the tempat tu.
And we, I mean, we didn't have to travel that far also, right, from our place. But it was.
Yeah lah, I
was
mean everywhere is by train. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't recall the name lah. Next time maybe we can.
Yeah,
Tapi
it
aku
was
suka to own a cafe lah.
Yeah.
Kan? I think Singapore start like specialty coffee. They call it. That is the kind of cafes now, right?
Yeah.
That people start to.
A lot of home
open
based,
up.
home
Yeah,
based.
so it's good to see lah. Kan? Maybe one day us, who knows?
Yeah.
It's a dream. It's not a goal.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
me.
yeah.
If it's a goal, you are actively
Working on
pursuing
it lah. Yeah,
right?
yeah. That's right,
So
that's right.
it's just a dream.
For me, aku got two kinds of business that I want to start. One is actually I want to sell my mom's mee rebus and mee siam. Shout out to my mom.
Mee rebus,
So mee rebus and mee siam.
Because Mirabos.
That was the first thing that aku jam on
Once you
arriving.
landed, right?
When I landed in Singapore, I took the Grab to my grandma's house. My mom cooked me mee siam and I had mee siam. Man,
man.
amazing. So shout out to my mother for your amazing mee siam and mee rebus.
I like
Because-
a great time like spending with your mother, your
The other day.
dad, and your grandma, and then we spoke until Coffee Bean decided to chase us out.
That was good.
What was business two?
Okay, business number 2 is I guess it's from my dad. I would like to start selling like merchandise, like our own merchandise maybe one day, or fashion, man.
Food set.
Food set, bro. That could work. But I mean, shout out to my dad. Because
Because
if you
So
see
this,
the swag,
this is from him.
it's from my dad. The
Oh,
swag,
so this is like a thrift thing.
Ivory roots, bro. Like this.
Ivory.
this Stussy top was from, I don't know, probably back then when they still had that old
Oh,
made
the
in
old
Mexico.
logo.
Yeah.
Right.
lama
Oh,
So,
that is mad.
Yeah, exactly. So I wanna, maybe because I'm into fashion, I love fashion, so I wanna, maybe open up like this is really a dream that I have, right? Every shop that if I were to open, I wanna have space for people to come and hang out. So it could be friends, it could be random people, they can just come in, hang out. And I might not be selling coffee or whatever, it could be just I might be selling bottled drinks or whatever. But people can buy bottled drinks or bring their food and hang out and then browse and
we can
then
infuse the two together.
Yeah.
Cafe and
exactly. And one more thing that I would really love to sell, because that's what I feel is missing most in the world, is lobster roll, bro. Because we had so much, we had so much
Yeah, that
good
was good,
fun
man.
Loops.
having lobster roll in Japan, right? And that is, I think, missing in the whole world, bro. Like, I feel every country should have like this specialized, or someone just open up a lobster roll and
Lobster
that
There's one
guy-
here, right?
I think it's Lux, right?
Lux, is it? Is it still Lux?
Yeah, it's still Lux.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
mad expensive.
Yeah. So like a good lobster roll everywhere in the world, I think that is also a dream of mine, Yeah, bro. What about you, man?
Cafe. But when I speak about cafe, it's like Amsterdam coffee shop maybe. You know where people. But here's what I would want, like a music cafe. So so in my mind it's like it's a space. There's coffee. There's vinyl where you can come and listen, or if I could sell it, I would sell it. Then on certain days, maybe say Thursday, Friday, Saturday, there are events. There is like music events at the space.
Yeah, Jilin used to have those kind of things.
That'd be dope. Yeah, I think that is something that I would like to do. And then on a regular day, it's just like coffee and reggae. That's all. Like you can just
To touch on that, there is a shop, or there's a store in Canberra that aku visited, that I went when CJ had a business trip, so I managed to go around. So Canberra is just a small state in Australia. It's the capital of Australia, but it's one of the smallest, right? And I think I shouldn't name the shop, but I don't know, but the shop basically sells vinyl.
okay.
And in that shop, it's not only that it was underground. You go in, they play the vinyls and they sell the vinyls. They also have different merchandise, like they have clothes. They have skateboards. They were selling skateboards as well. So they have other stuff. And when I talked to the guy, and he also has a space for kids to come in and play pool and just hang out, listen to music and stuff. And when I asked them, like, this is really cool, and they're like, yeah, this is a business we started out with like 3 other friends, and it's actually, that shop is actually their own merchandise. So like t-shirts is their own
brand.
merch,
Streetwear and stuff.
Streetwear. And that was very cool. I think that was very fun.
I think the only problem is, like, if you are doing that here in Singapore, means there is the lull period. Means there's nobody coming in. Singapore, the problem is always rental. Rental. So
that's what
imagine,
we spoke about.
So imagine if I have this space and it's for people to just come and hang out, and then there is no purchase being made, and then I cannot cover my rental overhead. So this always.
That's why a lot of startups, after like a year or so, you see like dah kedai baru
start
right? Because
up.
they understandably they want a good location right? But when it's a good location, the rental is gonna suck,
it's
right?
ridiculous.
But if you start on at the neighborhood or something along the line, the traffic
is lesser,
would be there. So
but I think we spoke to Haikal's dad the other time, and then he said that it doesn't matter where you are situated at. If your product is good,
people are
going to come regardless where it is. So I think that's one thing that maybe new business owners, or even we are not new business owners,
there's always the fear of the start lah. I mean,
kalau aku buka dekat Choa Chu Kang, ada orang nak datang.
I mean, I'm not from I didn't study business or anything like that, or anything close, right? So I don't know the first thing about business. Starting up. But it's good to see like there are people who try, especially like for my own view, like I shared with you guys kan, YouTube video of specialty coffee. Like it's a culture that is really on the rise, in Singapore. So it's really good to see. But for me to translate that dream into a goal and a reality, maybe not so soon, but who knows, like maybe sometime in the future that we can infuse all of it.
Yeah, man, that would be interesting,
right?
That'd
Like
be good.
all Rastaman.
So
Suddenly,
so it's like a cafe with coffee, vinyl,
Mee-rebus,
and
lobster roll.
T-shirt, lobster roll.
Actually, it makes sense, right?
It makes sense.
The whole thing
It pulls
makes
a
sense.
bigger crowd there, and it's still an event space.
There's always something for someone, right?
Yeah.
That's how I
So that's the
feel
tagline. There's always something for
someone.
Quality is there.
And
quality.
I promise you, quality is
Bird
there.
quality. Maybe.
Right.
so that is the outside tagline. There's always something for
like-
someone.
Bracket, quality is going to be there.
I think when we spoke to my dad the other day, that was very interesting, including myself, because that was a, it's not every time I hear my dad speak
Speak.
to someone and tell someone about his experience. Maybe we can have my dad on the pod and we can question him. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or we can have
Yeah,
a lot of
not?
guests and different friends
So
come
if you
over.
want
Actually, when he
more
sets up
t-shirts like this.
his trip, like the other day, he did
Yeah.
one, right? Somewhere.
Oh yeah, it was
Like if
a
you were to
pop-up,
get like
pop-up.
a coffee machine or something,
Yep.
like maybe by his stall, you set up your coffee. Yeah, lah. You
Yeah,
can
we
see how many
consider
rupees.
like for starters, kan?
Yeah.
Maybe from there, quality is gonna be there,
That's true.
right?
Yeah, that's true.
There's something for everyone.
There's something for everyone.
Yeah.
So
Then
check out
from there,
Rasta.
Rasta.
check out the
coffee.
because
Your mom is gonna be there. The mee rebus is gonna be
the
there.
Mirabos is for sure going to be there.
Sorry guys, just
The
random, guys.
Mirabos is. But anyway, check out the because. Thank
Yeah,
you.
because uncle, auntie, thank you so much
Thank you
for always
for always supporting.
cheering us on. Thank you so much.
Thank you. But yeah, man, I think that's interesting. I think our ideas, we also can come up with perfume.
It can be done, but it's just that first step.
Capital.
Right?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
need
yeah,
someone who's business savvy or someone who's earning enough.
Yeah, that's true.
Which I mean, again, I'm not the first person you come to have. I probably can make you ideas,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But on the business side of things, maybe
Need an
advice
advisor.
lah.
right?
Need a proper advisor.
Yeah. But things could change, man. I could feel like now we are doing this now. You know, maybe a few months ago we were like still reluctant and a bit like we're still
At least
discussing,
now we are talking
right?
about it.
But now we're like we're
Like
doing
a
it.
cafe with open mic, then Shahid on the guitar on the weekend.
Dude,
right? Open mic.
Yo, that is sick.
But we only invite people who sing like soul, but Singaporean singer.
Yeah.
Right?
It can be like every week there's a different genre.
Yeah.
That's-
So
That's
Imagine
good,
the
man.
amount of like,
maybe
crowd.
next episode we talk about if I were to have a cafe.
Ooh,
Oh, that's
Just
dope.
talk about it.
let's
A segment,
do that.
And
Just rambling lah, guys. So
Singapore Cafe, please open up more smoking spots because I'm struggling to smoke whenever I go to whatever cafe you guys have, man. Just open up like a yellow box or something. So with that said, it's time to wrap it up. Hafiz going to work in a couple of
Yeah, man.
hours.
bye. I'm going back.
So we are the Oddset. Follow us on Instagram and on TikTok is at the.odd.set. You can search for us on YouTube, theoddset.tos, and Spotify is the same thing. So we get you
Yeah,
another
man.
episode where we probably will not be sitting
No.
like this again.
Yep.
because
No, but here's just a small update. If we do travel together, we'll probably do this more often. If when we're traveling, we'll try to record an episode, and that could be like our special episode. And maybe we can talk more. Like if we go Japan, maybe quite confirm we're going to Japan next year again.
to get the
Hopefully.
milk, to get the,
Hopefully
to
again
get the
together.
milk toast
So
sponsorship.
what kind of make this?
And of course, when we are together, means we have a different microphone setup, so the sound quality
yeah, man.
Yeah.
is weird. Just
We're just trying this out.
we will be suing this company that
Yeah,
sponsored
hoping that
us.
this works.
Yeah,
Actually,
hoping. I
hoping
mean,
that this works.
You know, just
Yeah.
sue the bugger.
all right, guys. We are the Oddset. I'm Haikal.
Wagwan, Mary.
Hafiz.
And out.
Peace.
Hey, there's bonds at the side.
There's
actually.
Bonds here. He actually.
Hey, look at
Bond.
his hand.
Bird quality. Bird quality.